Hey, yo, 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 what's going on, everybody? Hey, man, it's your boy Rock from Rock Lifestyle. And of course, I got Black Sheep Heritage with me, and this is the Black Sheep Parlor. Today, like I always tell y'all, we always have these special guests. Everybody we bring on is special, but everybody's unique in their own way. Today, we got my girl with me. She is amazing, far as personality, just her being her. But, all in all, she's a fighter. I'm going to introduce you to Miss Paige Newman. Yo, what up, mama?
Good morning. Oh, good afternoon, actually, already. How are you? It's
Yes.
so amazing to see you. I miss you.
Hey, I miss you too. We have fun backstage, all the time, messing around, making sure that we ready, keeping each other together and making each other smile. That's the best part about
Yeah. You're a pro at that, making me smile.
it. Well, Paige, can you just tell the people just a little bit about you?
Sure. Let's see. I am 53 years old. I'll be 54 this year. I am a longtime fitness competitor, bodybuilder. I've been a judge for about 16 years. And when I say judge, it's not in fitness. I'm one of those judges that wears a black robe every day. So I've been doing that for about 16 years, and I've been competing in fitness for about 18. I have a lot of titles in fitness, won multiple gold medals. Um, Fitness has been a big part of my life. It's helped me overcome cancer twice, and it's really helped me kind of be able to have a much more positive outlook on life, especially during challenging times like we've all been facing over the last, year and a half.
Right. Man, a very big background you have, I want to say. Let's start off from the
Very
beginning.
dynamic.
Yeah, right. The dynamics of it's crazy. Like let's start from the beginning.
Sure.
Where are you from?
I was born in New Jersey.
Oh,
Wow, never guessed
I'm a
that.
Jersey girl. I'm proud of it.
so that's where that spot come from. Okay, okay.
Are you from there?
No. My wife is actually from New York.
All right. Yeah.
I'm a down south guy. You know what I mean?
Oh, fantastic.
Yes, but so you're from New Jersey. So what made you decide to become a lawyer first? First, you had to get into law. So
Yeah.
what made you want to be a lawyer first?
So I was always one of those kids that was on the playground, like kind of um, making sure everything was just, right? That everybody was, being treated right and that everything was just. And so it kind of grew, I think, from there in my history of making sure everybody was playing fair. And so, I guess we all talk about having our own core values. And for me, like justice and fairness, really core value for me. So it made a lot of sense for me to end up in law and ultimately on the bench, making sure that that was kind of part of my life, was being part of the justice system.
Man, okay. Sometimes people have to find themselves in different ways. You go to college and change your major like 6 or 7 times, but it seemed like you already had your mind set on what you pretty much wanted to do.
Yeah, I was one of those little kids that was always pretty definitive, and I was always really clear on what my path was at a really young age. I was just one of those.
Okay, okay. Well, it speaks a lot about you. You know what I'm saying? In volume, of course. Far as it takes a very, very hard road to be and let's really get on the subject. A female lawyer and becoming a judge.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah, it takes the next level of drive right there.
yeah, we rarely see female judges. Like you'll see Judge Judy, right? You know what I mean? And then yeah, some other judges too, but I can't remember the names, but those are the only ones you really see. And I want to know if you don't mind telling us what was the obstacles that you had to go through to, just being a entry level lawyer to being a like supreme like get it lawyer, like people take you serious.
So I think for women especially, we always are faced with kind of a credibility issue. Like we don't automatically have that credibility. I was a pretty young lawyer, early on. I was even a young judge. I was actually 37 when I became a judge. So you almost have to be proving yourself time and time again. It's just kind of how that works when you're a woman in that position is you always have to prove it. You always have to be kind of that much better. You know, we've heard it time and time again. Women have to work twice as hard to be half as good, right? I have faced that over my years and really have just had to double down, so to speak, and work that much harder to be that much better.
What did you study? What kind of law did you study? That's the question I have. And also, what kind of judge? Are you like a ticket judge, or what kind of judge are you?
No. Great question. Great question. There was actually, so I studied what was pre-law in undergrad, and then so you go through 4 years of undergrad, and then you have to go through law school, which is at least 3 years to get what's called a JD degree. Okay. So you have to have those extra degrees, and then you have to pass what's called the bar exam. Yeah. So in California, you have to pass this 3-day exam to be able to get your license, right? So there's all these steps you have to take. And so I'm actually, I exclusively handle workers' compensation. So I'm an administrative law judge.
Oh, okay.
So I don't do criminal. All right. I have to tell you, I don't know what I would do, right? Those are tough cases. But I exclusively handle administrative law.
Okay. Okay. That's awesome.
Those some criminals in administration law too. Those are criminals.
I get that. Some people think that. I get that. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Man, this is crazy. Okay, now, so from being a lawyer, going into that next stage, you know, you touched on saying that, you know, there were some obstacles, of course, working extra hard and stuff like that. But was there anything that stuck out in your journey of becoming a judge that if you had an opportunity to help somebody right now that's going through that, you know, what relations or how can you help them? What would you say, brother?
You know, I think for women especially, you know, women were often brought up, and when we're little girls, we're told that women should be seen and not heard, right? Little girls should be seen and not heard. That's always kind of the mantra. And so a lot of time we have trouble finding our own voice. As women, we have trouble speaking up. We have trouble going out and doing what we want to do or being who we want to be. Because we're always in this, we're kind of brought up in this, oh, you should look pretty, be quiet kind of thing that happens. And that's a lot of our upbringing. I know that's how I was brought up, right? Little girls should be seen and not heard, or, you know, don't make a mess, don't break any eggs kind of thing. And I think for a lot of women, we have trouble kind of going out and being who we are. We're fighting for what we want that's important to us. You hear a lot of women have like a thing that often happens. We like to apologize a lot, right? And I always tell women, please stop apologizing. Right. And that's one of the things I had to learn for myself. I had to stop apologizing for the fact that I was strong. I had to stop apologizing for the fact that I was like kind of a kick-ass female, right? Yeah. Right? And I always felt like I had to apologize for being strong, right? I always felt I had to apologize for wanting to be kind of big, not small, right? Women, we always kind of want to be small, right? I always felt I had to apologize. When I learned to stop apologizing for who I was, when I learned to stop like thinking I should be something else because someone or society told me I should be that, that's when I started to excel. That's when I started to find my own voice and started to be who I really am and got to be more than I thought I could be.
Wow. You know, and looking at your bio, to go back, I guess 18 years ago is when you wanted to actually become Wonder Woman and actually go on that stage, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's one of the things I love about fitness and bodybuilding. Like, you know, it's all about strength and power, right? It's all about getting out there and being strong and really showcasing who you are. And, you know, no excuses. It's a no excuse kind of sport, right? You get out there and you get to be strong. You get to show your strength. Women get to show, you know, actual physical strength. I got to tell you, I had a coach once. I'll never forget. He said something to me. He said, women, stop trying to be small. And I just think that is so true for women, just not just physically, but, you know, professionally, emotionally, just in our lives. Like, let's not be small anymore. Let's really stand out and be big.
So, and my question is, from fitness, did you have to translate externally to internally that whole concept you just brought up of not trying to be small?
Yeah.
And what was like one of the biggest things that you would say I mean, we're all human. We all go through those obstacles. We all question ourselves. How
Yeah.
did you jump those hurdles?
Oh, God. That's a fantastic question. I'm still working on those hurdles, my friend. Every day, you know, when I'm in a meeting and I'm afraid to speak up, I have to have a conversation with myself about, you know what? Your voice matters, right? When I'm out lifting a really heavy weight and people are kind of staring at me funny in the gym and I feel a little uncomfortable because I'm lifting more than the guy standing next to me, I have to say, you know what? You rock.
Get it.
So you know, it's that kind of like, I have to have a very internal conversation on a regular basis with myself about overcoming all those obstacles. I like to say that my brain lies to me about what I can and can't do. You know, it'll tell me I can't do something, or I'm not good enough, or I can't be strong, or I can't, go out there, or my favorite one is my brain likes to tell me I'm gonna embarrass myself. If I do this, I'm going to embarrass myself, right? I don't know if anyone has that same thing going, but that's a common one that I have, like, oh, you shouldn't do this, or you're too old, right? That's the other one I hear a lot in my own brain, like, oh, you're going to be 54 this year. What are you doing? Stop all this, right? But that's just our brains telling us what we can't do. It's those stoppers or those historical things that we've learned about what we can and can't do. In my mind, the sky's the limit. Go do whatever you want to do. And just, you just got to push through. And I like to tell I like to say something like, thank you so much for sharing. I don't need your advice right now, to my own mind. And that's how I kind of push through it.
That's pretty smart. I mean, I know a lot of us, even the most outgoing people, hit that little wall that makes them, a little nervous about what they're about to jump into. And I think one of the things is sometimes you have to shut it off, or like you said, talk to yourself and just jump right in.
Yeah.
And get to that next step, and then slowly build upon that to get where you need to be.
I think it's an important topic that you even bring that up, because a lot of people get those thoughts, but the opposite happened. They let those thoughts affect them, and they don't speak up that day or for that week when they're in class. I know I'm guilty of it. There's been plenty of times where I'm in class and I want to speak up, but I'm like, I'll wait till next time. And next time never comes because I just keep doing that over and over again.
Yeah.
So I think, that point you just brought up, a lot of people need that advice, because the majority of people, a lot of them, they fail. They don't speak up, or they don't express themselves how they want to, and it just becomes a pattern. It becomes a habit. And next thing you know, you're going down this downward spiral. So yeah, thanks for that advice.
Absolutely. And the other thing I find is the more you do it, the more you kind of ignore that voice, the quieter that voice becomes, by the way.
Yeah.
The more you let it
yourself in that uncomfortable position, time after time, and then eventually you start improving.
Yeah, absolutely. That's so true, my friend. Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's just like failing a rep or a set. Eventually, to get stronger, you gotta have to fail a set. I mean, we all lift here. I'm more on the powerlifting side. I saw you at the battle against cancer, and I mean, everyone there looked phenomenal. But at the same time, you think, I'm like, you had to have your setbacks and push through to get to that show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Especially in this environment, right? Especially a year and a half in the middle of quarantine, there are so many opportunities to quit.
Yeah.
The last year and a half has been a lot of opportunities to quit. I guess the question you always have to ask yourself is, like, am I going to quit, or am I just going to push through it?
Yeah.
Man. Shoot, man, that's some quotes. We need to make sure we get those quotes out.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, I'm telling you.
Some jewels on
that. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Oh man. Now, well, first of all, let me tell these people what Paige actually does on stage. Now, you guys came to see what I do on stage, right? As far as posing, and it's hard. It's hard what I do. I'm not going to say it's easy, but Paige goes above and beyond. She's an actor. What's your category name? What is your category?
Well, lately I've been doing figure because there's been no options to do fitness. So because of the shutdowns, there was no physical space to do the fitness category. So I changed categories. so I could still compete. I didn't want to quit competing. So I just shifted, which is, hey, we work with what we got, right? This is my other mantra. We work with what we got. Right. And so what I normally do is I'm a pro fitness competitor, which requires me to do a fitness routine on stage to show strength, flexibility, and endurance. I like to be a character. Like I'm a big superhero fan. I'm a Marvel fan. Anybody a Marvel fan here? Marvel fan.
They're all Marvel.
Marvel fan.
For sure.
Actually, I'm just a superhero fan. So my routines. Let's see. One year I was Wonder Woman, and last time I was Black Widow. So hey, there's me.
And she just didn't go on there with a costume, man. She did this split. She does these one-handed push-ups.
What?
Like, man, her routine is crazy.
Oh, you're at that level, okay.
Yo, I met Paige in the back. Paige was just so chill in the back, talking to me when she's warming up. Like, she's just warming up. She's like, hey, how you doing? I'm like, I'm fine. How you doing? And we met like that. Then I met her husband, Greg. And then Greg was just like a big old teddy bear. He's like, come here, man. And then I got real cool with Greg. And then now I'm like, man, I'm in the family. And then now I'm watching her. I'm like, oh, she's going to go on stage and do whatever. Man, she went out there and did one-handed push-ups in her routine. I'm like, well, I got to get my game up. I got to get my weight up now. So it was so dope to see her. And then I actually did fitness because she inspired me to do fitness, actually. She said, your personality's too small to just go up there and pose. You should at least try it one time. And I'm like, all right, let me do it. And I dress up as Black Panther. And we have still a very iconic picture of us in the backstage punching each other.
You gotta see that picture, man.
Yeah, man. I was trying to bring it up. I was trying to look for it and bring it up, but I was like, man, I ain't gonna be able to show it, perfectly.
Punching each other. Are we talking about like a fist to the face?
No. Nah, like you know how superheroes do it. They punch each other fists and stuff like that.
Yeah, we got a great photo.
Yeah, really dope photo, man. We had a great time.
Hardcore right here.
Yes, and that's why I'm telling you guys. She's just not a regular person. I didn't learn that Paige was a judge until like 2 years later. We never even spoke about it. I'm like, I was telling her about my son. I was like, yo, my son might be, become a lawyer. She said, well, really? And just was very casual with it. And then she was like, what is he going to study? I was like, I don't know. She said, well, he can only study a couple of things. And she started, I was like, how you know so much? She said, oh, I'm a judge. Like, wow. Really, bro?
I know you sent me her bio. I'm reading it, and I'm like, because I still have it pulled up right here, and I'm looking at it. I'm like, judge, fitness competitor, 53 years old, survived cancer twice, various gold medals. I'm like, yeah, you've done some stuff, Paige, for sure.
You think, yeah.
But I want to talk about something funny though, like Paige. Now, we done been backstage, right? Yeah. Many times. Now, we all have bloopers.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I want to hear one of your biggest. I want to hear your blooper. I got to hear it. What is one of yours that you was like, oh, my God, I'm glad only 2 people seen I did this? Or,
I'm sure I've had wardrobe malfunctions while I've been on stage. I'm pretty sure I have. I'm trying to remember specific ones, but I'm pretty sure that I flashed somebody or the entire audience. I'm sure a couple of times. I've been competing in fitness for 18 years. I'm sure I flashed people. There's no doubt about that. At one point that happened. I can't remember specifically, but I'm pretty sure it happened.
Well, that's pretty common for a lot of competitors?
It's pretty common because we're really running at a really high pace speed. And typically competitors wear things that might not cover as well as they probably should on stage. Yeah. And inevitably you might move the wrong way and boom, whoops. And you're having a moment and sometimes I've seen competitors on stage and we're all going like this. Come on.
Fix it.
We're like waving, because they're showing, something that should be shown on a family-friendly stage, right? But yeah, I
have a high level of confidence to be okay with that.
You do. I do have to say this. After 18 years of competing, your modesty kind of goes out the window. I mean, you're backstage, you're changing with people. You're just not. it matters a whole lot less because, everybody realizes that, we're all here for a purpose. We're all working hard and, we all have to respect each other and we have to change quickly and we're all kind of thrown together and sometimes in not the easiest of situations.
Yes.
And not the best venues. And, and in our environment, especially COVID, you work with what you have. And sometimes, we're all like in the same space.
Yeah, so there's a mutual respect and understanding that the goal is a competition. Whatever happens beyond that is just natural. It's just a part of the game.
Yeah.
It really is, and you have to it's a respect for each other, and there's an enormous amount of respect for other competitors in this industry. And one thing I found is those that don't respect other competitors, they don't stay around long.
They don't. They come, they get angry about not getting first place all the time, or, oh, can you believe this judge and all this other stuff, and it's not even about that. So it's a totally different vibe when you come where we're at, like real talk, like it's totally different. Yeah. So I completely understand where you're coming from.
Yeah, it's like a respect for the journey. Yeah. Right? This sport, at least in my mind, is very much based on a journey. Right? It's not a one shot. It's why I've been doing it for 18 years.
Yeah.
Because it's all about the journey. In my mind, what you get to learn along the way and who you become as a result of that process.
Yeah. Your first ever competition, the first time you got onto the stage.
Yeah.
How can you describe that? Your first time doing it. Were you scared of the moment? Were you a little nervous? Were you so prepared that it didn't even bother you?
Wow. I think, if I remember correctly, the first time I stood on stage in a major competition, I cried. I cried. And I cried because I was so proud of that moment that I was able to get to that space. It takes a lot to get on that stage, whether it's your physical, your emotional. The emotional aspect of this sport is really big, and I'm not sure people realize how much it takes for you to stand up there. I always say, I am a 53-year-old woman standing on a stage in a bikini. That's good enough, right? I mean, that right there.
Looking good, though.
Super proud of that.
Yeah.
So I remember the first time I stood on stage. This is many years ago, but I remember I cried because I never thought I was not that kid. I was not like the athletic kid or the playing sports all the time kind of kid. I wasn't that kid. All right. I didn't grow up like that. Yeah. This happened to me much later on in life where I made these decisions and these choices and ended up competing. And so when I got up there, I was like, I can't believe I did this. Like, wow, I actually did this. And I think I was shocked that I had done it. and I was really proud. I was just proud of that accomplishment. And so I literally cried.
That's amazing.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, that is a big hurdle, especially when you look at statistically throughout our population. You're right above at that 1%. Yeah. A lot of people don't have the courage and that emotional fortitude to even think about doing something like this. Even I've seen some people, because I've been, in competitions as a spectator. And one of the things I noticed right off the bat when I was at the Battle Against Cancer show is there was a lot of support. And even though it was thrown together in the backyard, and you guys had very little space to work out and get ready and pose and change, it was just so much support for one another. It was a different world. And then going to other shows, it's just like everyone's secluded in their own mind, not being very supportive, competing against one another. It's kind of like Shark Tank,
Yes.
So it was kind of enlightening, but at the same time, it speaks to your own measure as athletes in your character,
I think we're so also very grateful to be able to be out there in this environment. I think we were all so thrilled, and the people I get to compete with are amazing. I am inspired just when I walk into a contest. The people I meet are unbelievable, amazing people. I can't tell you. I'm sorry. Every time I've been to a competition, I have learned something from someone that I have met. All right, they've either inspired me.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes I hear stories that just make me cry at contests. They're really amazing experiences, and I have to say, and after all these years and 50 plus contests, I have been amazed every time I get to step on stage, and I am grateful and thankful for those opportunities.
Man, you know, and I can honestly, you know, feel you with that. I started in 2016, so I'm still new booty on the line, but you know, since I've been, I am, you know what I mean? Like, you got to go through the trenches, bro, when you start off building. You know, everything has its initiation. I came in there just wild and crazy, and that's just been me since I started. And I like having fun. So that's why I go there for. I go there for the enlightenment of meeting new people like yourself, Paige. Actually going, getting that vibe, showing my clients, you know, I'm like, hey, this is possible. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to kill yourself to be here. Y'all see me, I'm having fun. You know what I mean? So, you know, I don't go just for that one type of bodybuilder. I go for that person that's looking for a transformation. You know, a transformation to anything you want to be. You know, and that's what makes it so cool to be with a group like you guys, you know, Black Sheep, because that's what it's all about. You know, so I can bring people like Paige and, yo, tell us your transformation. How can we enlighten people? What can we do? How can women with muscle look sexy the way you making it do? You know, that's what it's about. You know, we like that. You know, I don't want a woman, like you said, having to feel like they have to be small. You know, hey, man, everybody ain't built to be a stick. You know, there's some beautiful women out there that's curvy and sometimes have and just muscle and just, hey, sometimes you got your arms from your daddy. Guess what? You it's a way to shape that up to make it look sexy, you know. And that's what I love about the people that I'm bringing to the table with you guys, man. These are the people that I met in these certain situations when it is competition. Don't get me wrong. Nobody wants to lose.
No,
you know what I mean?
But
to find people to say, yo, this is the real way of doing it. Hey, and she pulled me aside a couple of times. Hey, man, you might be working out a little bit too much. Calm down. I'm like, okay. You know what I mean? Like, you need people like that. To my man, you've been pumping up for a while. Like, you need to slow down. And that was especially in my early years. I thought you're supposed to work out until you get on stage. No. You've been burnt out. You can't even flex no more. You know what I mean? Like, you know, these are things you learn from people that actually watch you. And this is nothing against any organization out there. It's just an observation, like you said, Eric, that is very, very prevalent in what we're competing on. Now, I do want to jump to another situation. This is something that we did skip over, Paige. Now, you're just not a regular type of judge. You're actually a type of judge that reaches out in the community and in different ways of how to support the judicial system. Can you tell the people what you came up with when COVID started? Like, what was that system you came up with?
So, you know, like any other organization, we had to figure out how to, you know, provide our services to our community, you know, remotely, right? And so normally people come to a courthouse, but what we did is we, you know, that was kind of on me too. I had to transfer over the court system to an entirely virtual option. You know, video and telephonic is what we did. And so the last year and a half, the whole court system, at least the one that I'm part of, is doing remote hearings. And all of our services for our citizens have been provided remotely. My court system here is about 25,000 hearings a month, all remote throughout the state of California. Yeah.
Wow.
A lot of work. I don't know how you got time to work out.
It worked out. You know, honestly, I was just as shocked as everybody else was when it worked out, but it did work out, right? You know, I looked at it this way. It was just a problem to be solved, just like anything else we do in life, right? Okay, we got this issue. We got to keep everybody safe, and we got to provide these services to, you know, all the citizens of the state. And so, how to make it work, whatever it was. And so, a lot of late nights, a lot of trial and error. Just like when we compete, we try things, it doesn't work, we try something else, right?
Yep.
Took the same approach. Hey, let's try it. This didn't work, that didn't work. Okay, we figured it out. Took a couple months, but once we got it, everything's going pretty well. So I'm let's hope it continues. But I'm very blessed and very happy that we've been able to do what we do and do that for the last year and a half and keep everybody safe in the process. So that's made me happy.
Right. Life just can't stop, even whatever comes up.
Yeah.
Adapt and overcome, right? Yeah.
Yo, but hey, the crazy part about it, she could have took the easy road and just been like, nah, let's just wait. You know what I mean? But,
Yeah.
Yeah. In jail right now. You know what I'm saying?
You know, I do have to admit, you know, the first few months of COVID, I had a little bit of a poor me. Like I was like, oh, everything's shut down. There's no gym. I don't know what I'm going to do. I have to admit, I did a little like eating a little too much ice cream. Admittedly, okay, I did it. I don't know about everybody else, but I did that, all right? Me, fitness competitor, right? I'm usually hardcore in the gym 7 days a week, but I sat on the couch, watched way too much Netflix, watched the entire, you know, 4 seasons of The Crown, whatever it was, and a lot of Mrs. Maisel, okay, on Amazon. Those were 2 of my favorite. And, you know, I ate a lot of ice cream, all right? You know, once I kind of got over that initial, okay, I got to figure out another way to kind of do this, to, you know, pick myself back up, feel good, train differently, work differently. Once I kind of redirected that energy, again, I had to have that conversation in my head. All right, stop it. You got to push forward. You got to figure this out. And that's what I did. So that was kind of my experience. But yeah, there was a lot of ice cream, guys.
I mean, especially as an athlete, that's like a second character that's a part of you. So you're trying to figure out how to fulfill this character and fulfill the other individual, the one that's, you know, a judge. So you're being attacked on 2 sides. I remember when I first, you know, all the gyms were closed. I took 2 buckets of cement, put some 2x4s, and made a pseudo squat bench rack. Did it work out?
He got a whole gym from Home Depot, like literally.
That's impressive.
Send me pictures. I'm like, hey, it worked. So he did what he had to do. But it was definitely funny.
You know, my entire living room I live in a condo, so I didn't have like a garage to make a gym or something. So I turned the entire living room into a gym, and I was like, I don't care if we have no place to sit. It is now the gym. I got a trampoline. I got, you know, I spent a ridiculous amount of money on some weights. Just, you know, I felt like I was like going onto the black market just to get a set of weights, right?
People were making money off of weights.
I know, right? Like I gotta have some of those somewhere in my back closet, right? And I'm going
if you had a rogue bar, you're selling it for like $1,000 or some stuff stupid. It's like, wow, people were buying it too.
Yeah. I would have bought it.
I got lucky. I got all my equipment in 2019, so I got really lucky.
Oh, you know, so I turned the living room into the gym. I just recently kind of broke it down. I got lucky. My gym opened outside in December, so and I have to tell you, I don't know about you guys, I literally walked in that gym, I got down on my hands and knees, and I kissed the ground. I have no joke. I kissed the ground. I said, I love you. Never leave me again.
That is a real relationship. That is a true relationship right there.
That is true dedication right there.
So yeah.
Oh, man. Hey, well, Paige, can you do something for us right quick? I want people to see some of your medals and stuff from the back.
Oh, sure. Do we want to? Hang on. Let me see if I can open this up here.
Now, guys, what you guys about to see is y'all about to see.
There we go. Oh, I don't know if you can see. Let me see if I can kind of. Let's see. I don't know if this is. Wait, let me see if I can bring it. How is that?
That's good.
See, yeah,
you can see some.
Can you see some?
Yeah.
See that
might be able to open.
I see that big.
I might be able to open this other drawer here. Here we go.
Oh.
Whoops.
Oh my gosh.
Is that
Look at the crown. Look at the crown, y'all.
Look at all the crowns. So I don't know if you could see the International Battle Against Cancer, the belt. Can you see the belt?
Yes.
Yeah.
So the belt is my favorite. The belt, here, let me here we go. Oops, here we go. So the belt is kind of what it's presented to an athlete that overcomes cancer every year at the Battle Against Cancer. And this was 2019. I won the belt. It was like for me, it was a massive deal. It's probably one of my greatest honors of my competing career is that belt.
Yeah.
And so to have something like that, to be honored for overcoming cancer, an athlete that overcomes cancer, it's called the Courage Belt.
Yeah.
And so that really is a big thing for me to have that. So yeah, that is. There's let's see, hang on. There's the Natural Olympia gold medal.
Whoa! I was there for that one.
That one's great. Let's see. I think this is the top prize for the battle against cancer. Yeah, here we go.
Wow.
First place Pro Fitness. There we go. Those are great. Let's see. I think this is Team USA gold medal. Here we go.
Look at that.
And then there is, here's this one. This was the silver medal at the World Championships in the Czech Republic.
Oh, wow.
In 2018, the Czech Republic. So I competed at the World Championships in Czech Republic in 2018 in fitness. So that was awesome. That was an awesome trip. I think, Rashad, you went the following year to Greece to the World Championships. It's an amazing experience to compete with your team, with Team USA. And so that was really kind of a special one for me. So that's kind of the trophy closet.
That is amazing. And guys, she's also on Team USA. We're on Team USA together.
Yeah.
Something I have to say, because it's so much to say, because you've been doing so much. You know what I mean? It's like, oh man, let's not miss this. Let's not miss this. Let's not miss this also.
So yeah, that's. I think I'm looking. I have a gold, silver, and bronze from the Olympia. I have one of each of those, which is great. So that's always kind of fun. So yeah, so that's the closet. And I actually have them throughout the house too. I kind of use them. They're kind of all over the place. I like to keep them around to remind me.
Yeah.
I like to say, remember who you are.
Yeah.
I like that.
That's awesome. That's great. Yeah. And then especially since you always have to solidify and really deepen in on your hardest days. I mean, I know it's like a visual training, kind of like boxers do shadow boxing.
Yeah.
Like you solidify who you are on a daily basis.
It's actually every day.
Yeah.
It's an everyday thing. You don't do great at one contest and you're like, great, I'm done, right? It's the journey.
Yeah.
We're all in that journey, and it's every day. It's something that we have to have, a conversation with ourselves. And even the best of competitors, they struggle every single day. Even those that you see on stage and you're like, wow, they clearly have it dialed in. They're amazing. They have a tough time too, even more so because they've done so well, right? And then they feel like they have to keep it up. So it's a challenge, and it's I personally think it's an amazing journey. And if anybody wants to take that journey, I would strongly encourage it. You'll learn a lot about yourself along the way. It's amazing.
That's an amazing piece of advice you just gave. Most people are like me. I've only been to 2 bodybuilding competitions. The first one was in Vegas to go see Rock compete. I think what was it, 2016, 2017, Rock?
Yeah, 2017.
And then the second one also. So looking from the outside in, you don't see the challenges that the athletes face on a day-to-day basis. And I'm not just talking about the competition. Obviously, there's personal things that go on, health issues that happen. I mean, you've been through a couple and you overcame them.
Yeah.
So yeah, that piece of advice you just gave, I think, is great, because a lot of people need to hear that.
I think I'm gonna kind of close this so I can turn around and sit with you guys. It's a little easier. I think it's always to continue that process. And that's one of the things I struggled with when I was diagnosed with cancer.
Yeah.
There were days I literally could not get out of bed. I was in the middle of radiation treatment, and I had back-to-back cancers, by the way. I was diagnosed in 2012 with breast cancer.
Yeah.
Finished my treatment in early 2013. Middle of 2013, I was diagnosed with thyroid cancer.
Oh.
So there were days, and so then I had to have my thyroid removed and then deal with those issues. And so there were literally days I just, I wasn't getting out of bed. Like I couldn't make it to the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
And how was I going to come back and start doing a fitness routine? Like, how was that going to happen?
Yeah.
it was, again, I remember I had my last surgery in February 2014. By September 2014, I was back on that stage.
Wow. That's a short turnaround.
Very short.
Wow.
Admittedly, not at my best. Admittedly, right? It wasn't, I will tell you, it wasn't my best. But
Yeah.
you know what? It was about getting back up.
Right.
It was about, you know what? Okay, step back. I got it. It's step back. Cool. You know what? We now have to start again. That's okay. We just start again.
Yeah.
And we just do it differently this time with the resources I have. And so I think that's the easier way in some ways to just, and I like to say this to myself a lot, just give yourself a lot of grace. That is a bit of my mantra. When times are tough, especially now, when you're trying to recover from shutdowns or injuries or coming back, it's give yourself a lot of grace.
Right.
That's how I talk to myself.
Man.
Thank you for that.
You so, yourself is so lucky because your self talk to you better than my self talk to me.
You're very kind to yourself.
You got to talk better to yourself because you know what?
Yeah.
It's really important. I have to tell you, Rashad, the voice we have in our heads is because that's what's with us all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I could call you up every day and say, man, you're amazing, right? It doesn't help because the other 23 hours and 59 minutes, you're talking to you. And if that voice isn't telling you the stuff you need to hear, the good stuff, my 1 minute of telling you how amazing you are, I ain't going to do it.
You're right. Sometimes he's nice.
Yeah.
Sometimes he's nice, you know what I'm saying? But it's just not, the enlightenment of what you're saying. I think it's easier to speak to other people because you're so hard on yourself.
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to me. For me to encourage someone else to do, amazing work, because I can see what you can't see. You know what I mean? You're blinded by your emotions and stuff like that. When it comes down to us, we think that we are emotionless, but actually we are more connecting with our emotions when we're judging ourselves. So that was my mind, he tells me some good things sometimes, but it's always good to hear somebody else, with some good quotes that I can put in my memory bank now to say, yo, use this when it's getting hard,
Yeah.
So that's really good. That's amazing.
Sure.
Now,
So it's important to have a good, support system.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a big one for me. I have an amazing husband. I'm very lucky. I married a really great guy, and he is my biggest cheerleader. He's the guy that you always see right up front in contest, and he's screaming and taking photos and annoying everybody to make sure you can take a photo. But he's really my biggest cheerleader and has just supported me all the way in everything I've wanted to do. Kick me in my butt when I need to, and gives me the grace when I also need it. So he's been a massive support system for me. He's the guy who's always backstage making sure everything's right and I got everything I need. He's running, get me my water and my pillow. So I'm very, very lucky to have that kind of support system. Very much so.
man, this was an awesome interview with you, Paige. Very enlightening, far as being just educated for what you do and educated on different ways we can better ourselves. Like, you really put some jewels out there. I really want you to understand that. But I want one more jewel from you.
What's that?
What you like to eat at the competition?
Oh, what do I like to eat? I always kind of crave something different, but I like two things. I like one of those really big old bags of trail mix with all that like juicy like stuff in it, like the M&Ms, and I'm very simple like this. I don't like any kind of like elaborate meal. I just want to go over to like 7-Eleven or AM/PM and pick up one of those big old bags of like treat things where you like kind of just get to eat a lot, because I feel like I'm so restricted during contests. I just want to eat a lot of something, right? So I get this big old bag, and I like about a gallon of Diet Dr. Pepper. Okay, my thing is Diet Dr. Pepper. I'm just telling you. So I want like about like a 2-gallon bag of like trail mix with like M&Ms and all kinds of goodies in it, and like chocolate covered nuts and all
That's
that.
actually,
And
oh, you get the sweet and the salty rather
that's
than
what I'm looking for. And then
yeah.
about a gallon of Diet Dr. Pepper. So if that's just me. I know some people like a pizza or something. No, I can pull into a gas station, get a bag of Trail Mix,
And be good.
Diet Dr. Pepper, and I'm eating that on the way home from the competition
Oh
usually.
my God. Oh my gosh. That is the first. That is the first.
I like that. I like that.
Hey, well, hey, we all got our desires, you know what I'm saying? And, it's now good to hear what you're going to eat at the competition.
Oh yeah, you'll see it.
Well, excuse me. Before we go, I want to ask my guys, do you guys have anything else to ask Paige?
No, I mean it's been very enlightening to say the least, honestly. You brought a very in-depth perspective to very simple concepts, and you simplified it even more so it easily communicated to people out there, because that's what people will get in their heads, like we were saying, and they can't see the simple jewels that we're talking about to move forward. It's just little steps that'll get us a long way over a month, 6 months, a year, that can transform our lives, honestly. So I really appreciate everything you said and your honesty.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I would say just thank you for sharing your story. You've been through a lot. You put yourself through a lot. A little bit of both, because you like to obviously challenge yourself. I mean, your education and all the medals behind you represent that for sure. But yeah, just thanks for letting people get some insight about who you are and the struggles that you've gone through and how you overcame them. So thank you for that.
Thank you. You guys
All
are a
right.
lot of fun, so thank you for letting me have some fun today. I told you
Oh,
I
yeah.
wanted to have some fun, and
Yeah,
and
it's
you
fun.
guys did that, so I
Hey,
appreciate
I'm
that.
I'm glad we delivered, is there any new projects you got going on that we can make sure we can tell people, and we want to start following you, with all the stuff that you got going on. I already follow you, but we want to make sure the Black Sheep is following you
Yeah,
also.
for sure.
And is there anything you got going on or have plans going on you want to tell the people?
I will be competing at Team USA in Las Vegas in September, and I will also be competing at the Natural Olympia in November. So I do have those two coming up. I'll be training. I am in training for that as of right now, and will continue to do so on my road to that Ultimate Olympia, with the goal to take that gold medal. But again, for me, it's really an amazing journey, and getting to meet the people like yourself along the way that I've just been honored to really be part of their lives. I get a little choked up, excuse me. I mean, it's an honor for me to be part of your life, and your journey, as well as the lives of so many that, I get to be part of their lives. So thank you for that, and thank you for letting me into your world.
Man, Paige, it's nothing else to say, man, but thank you. Like you've always been honest, and I want to keep this relationship together. You know what I'm saying? So the more competitions, regardless if it be me doing it or you doing it, always got your back. All right?
Thank you. So great to see you, my friend.
Yes. Well, hey, man, this has been a great episode, everybody. Of course, I got my man E. I got my man Alan. And today's guest was Paige Newman. Hey, guys, this has been Black Sheep Heritage. We bringing you the Black Sheep Parlor. And we out, baby.